Next on Deck with Tim Black.
I haven't voted yet, but I plan on voting on Election Day, and I plan on voting for Donald Trump.
Look, man, the Democrats are doing badly, and there are a lot of reasons for it. Here goes a great example.
But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
That's right, folks. The President of the United States is talking about smacking men in the ass. And I know what you're thinking. Like, Tim Black, did you doctor that? No, he said it. That's your president. All of a sudden, those people that were saying that maybe Biden was railroaded, they're like, sometimes you got to railroad people. Sometimes it's railroaded, sometimes it's the right call. It's just who he ended up with is horrible. I'm just saying, man, in what context is this a good idea? Does he know that sound bites exist?
But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass. But
I don't think I want to hear that no matter who you are. President of the United States or president of the Rotary Club or president of the Crossing Guards Union. I don't think I want to hear you saying that. No? All right, he's not alone.
I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Kamala did what Kamala always does. She just put her head down and she went to work.
I'm sorry. How'd they get in there? You know, I've been hearing a lot of talk about how great Doug Emhoff is. It's like the poster child for supporting his wife. Too bad his hearing don't work. Yeah, I didn't know Doug had a hearing problem. Because he must not have heard himself say this when he said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you say this? Did he read this? He's reading it. Someone wrote that on a teleprompter. Maybe Doug was thinking, we're above this. Bing, bang, boom, bing.
As it is, the dancing, the going to the wrestling matches, going on.
I'm leaning towards Trump.
And why is that?
A lot of the stuff Kamala says is kind of like what Trump has said, like no taxes on tips was something that was kind of reiterated by Trump beforehand.
Oh, you caught that, did you? Hey, you caught what she was doing, where she was taking policies that Trump had and saying, oh, that sounds good. I'll take that. I'll absorb that. In fact, she's done a lot of that. Like that's been Kamala's whole thing, her whole political career on the national stage. It's been her absorbing other people's policies when they're hot. And then like shedding them when they're not. She did the same thing in 2019 when she absorbed all of Bernie Sanders' policies. Sort of like John Carpenter's The Thing in that way. Yeah, because The Thing, I love that movie. So anyway, so the extraterrestrial being or whatever this is, right? It will absorb you and then it can mimic you and become you. And people won't be able to tell the difference between you and the thing. Because that's the thing. That's what the thing does. It becomes these other people. It looks like it's these other people when it's really itself. And then it morphs into someone else. And that's what Kamala's done. So right now, Kamala, 4 years ago, she was Bernie. Then she went back to Kamala because she got caught. She had to shed Bernie. Then now she's Trump. She absorbed Trump. Absorbing the border wall now. Now she's like, hey, you know, I think the border wall is a good idea. 5 years ago, she hated the border. She said there was no such thing as borders. There should be no borders. There's no such thing as a person illegally entering a country. It's good to see that people recognize what's going on.
Kind of reiterated by Trump beforehand. She's just kind of been caught up in a lot of lies.
I haven't voted yet, but I plan on voting on Election Day, and I plan on voting for Donald Trump. I always voted Democratically, but due to my research, I recently changed my mind, Republican, from moving forward.
Obviously, the Russians have held his family hostage. Yeah, obviously that's what's going on, man, because any black man who decides to vote for Trump obviously must be, influenced by bots or Russians or Chinese or something. You know what they've been telling us? There's no way that this black man could decide for himself what he wants to do and not choose the Democrats, because that's what black people are supposed to do. Black people are supposed to go Democrat. And the fact that we had a black woman, now a black man, going, no, I'm thinking for myself. That's got to tick off Democrats, man. I thought we were all created equal. So why is it that white guys get to vote for whoever the hell they want, and black guys got to vote Democrat? And if people are saying that black guys are choosing not to vote Democrat, you say it's a hoax.
Trump has made gains with the black and Latino vote, especially on immigration.
I'm very disappointed. I don't believe anymore on the Democrat party because they promise and promise and they never do anything. So I'm voting for Donald Trump.
So President Trump has basically said he'll deport millions and millions of people.
I know a lot of times when I bring up the Latino brothers, will be clipped like this. Black folks be like, hey, Tino, don't be doing that. We don't got no black-brown coalition. That shit don't exist. It's not about a coalition. It's about truth. I just like the fact to point out the fact that we ain't the only people that are tired of the Democratic Party's BS. Martha Raddatz is going to go at him with the old immigration angle. You know, try to guilt him like they would do black folks. What about Central Park 5? You know, she can't say that to him because he's Latino, right? So he's not supposed to care about the Central Park 5. See how they do racial politics?
He'll deport millions and millions of people.
Well, he said that the first time, too, when he was president.
So you don't think he's going to do that? You think he's actually going to help people who are here?
He go after criminals. Right?
So you think he's just going to deport people who are criminals? Or
yes.
Here's this guy coming down the escalator. A rich guy, married 3 times, pretty foul mouth. What was it and what is it about him?
Has he made mistakes? Oh my goodness, yes. But I do believe that his heart's in the right place for me. How many presidents, how many politicians have come out on stage and hugged the American flag?
Probably everyone after this. Probably all of them after this. I mean, is that all it took, Johnson? Hey, you know what? That hugging of the American flag does help. I don't think it's a coincidence that every black conservative YouTube channel has the American flag in the background. They be holding on to the American flag. When black people do it, they be like, see? I knew he was one of them.
That really means something to me.
You've also...
What I talk to young men about who might be taken by the, fun side of Donald Trump, such as it is, the dancing, the going to the wrestling matches, going on the podcasts, and
yeah, fun stuff. How dare you like people that are fun? Hey, Doug, that's called charismatic. That's called, being outgoing, personable. Kamala should have tried it. It's a good idea. People that run for public office tend to have to get out in front of the public and do things. What do you tell them, Doug? What do you tell them? Mr. Personality, Doug. But I heard you got a pretty good left.
Fun side of Donald Trump, such as it is, the dancing, the going to the wrestling matches, going on the podcasts, and trying to portray himself as someone who he really is. And I think Cardi B called this out and said it's just all a hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Cardi B's a hustler. Hustle recognize hustle. Doug, don't you know that politics is a hustle? Simone Sanders, I know you're not going to sit there and act like your ass ain't been hustling. Simone Sanders went from Bernie Sanders to Joe Biden to, shit, what did you do? MSNBC? I don't know. Simone Sanders, you're a hustler too. But I don't get it, man. Don't these people realize to be a politician, that's part of the job, is you got to hustle. You have to interact with people. You got to put your best foot forward. Cannot be an introverted in a shell of yourself. Word salad queen. telling long, boring stories no one relates to. Hey, folks, did you hear the story that Trump told about that trash truck? Did you hear the story that Donald Trump told about that trash truck trick or troll? Oh, guys, you got to hear this.
So this outfit, is when he called us all garbage. How stupid! What a stupid word. That blows deplorable away, don't you think? Of course, I thought irredeemable when she said deplorable or irredeemable. I thought irredeemable was actually worse, but deplorable seemed to catch up. But this garbage stuff blows it away. So I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself. I have a wonderful suit on. And one of my people came in and said, "Sir, the word garbage is the hottest thing right now out there. The hottest thing out there. Sir, would you like to drive a garbage truck?"
Folks, Donald Trump's retelling of how he got that trash truck, the process of getting that trash truck, the actual doing of the filming of that trash truck episode or moment in time, folks, that was like, he's like a top 10 comedian in our country right now. Real talk.
Now, we're about, 30 minutes from landing. We had to do this pretty quick. I said, it's sort of cool, though, isn't it? Because, and I said, I think that's okay, but, I don't feel comfortable wearing a suit. And they pulled up this garbage truck. I don't know how the hell they did it so fast. I have very capable people. They put a big sign on the truck. Did you see it? I think they showed it. Yeah. And then they said, "Sir, we have a vest." I said, "Well, should I leave my suit on and put it over the vest?" But that doesn't look very good, right? That doesn't look good. So I said, "All right, look, let me take it off." And then I actually said, I climbed into the truck, but so I said, "How the hell do you get into this truck? It's way up high. It's a big one." This was a beauty. I said, "You didn't have to buy it that big, right? You have to get it that big?" They brought this brand new, gorgeous truck, wonderful driver. He looked like Cary Grant in his prime. You know who that is? This beautiful driver. And he drove that big thing up. And I said, "Man, this is bad, because now I have all the cameras are all watching. Look at all the fake news. They were most of them." No, most of them, many of them were there. And I'm saying, oh boy, one little mistake with these guys and your political career's over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. I'm saying, shit. So I had the adrenaline going and I made it. And then I gave a little news conference from the front of the, they asked their wise guy questions and everything. And then we drove about 2 feet. I got out, got into the plane.
The man's truly gifted. Truly gifted. No takes, no edits, straight through. It was that good. I'm just saying, even Doug has to admit that Donald Trump has this thing. He tries to discredit it, but he has to admit it's real.
What I talk to young men about who might be taken by the, fun side of Donald Trump, such as it is.
And that's one of the reasons why I believe that Kamala Harris is in so much trouble. I know people want to say it's all about policy, and it is to a certain degree. But if they really, really liked Kamala, they would probably overlook a lot of the policy failures of the Democratic Party or of the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration. For being as though she cannot get out of her own way, she can't project the type of personable type of character or personality that would kind of camouflage some of her faults. Be that, the fact that wings cost $100, I don't know. That you almost got to sell your children to be able to afford oxtails, and then you have oxtails with no kids. That's that good. So, yeah, she would need to be able to mitigate that somehow. Somehow you got to try to make up for it. By being such an interesting, down-to-earth type person, I mean, she is no Shirley Ralph. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Doug knows that more than anybody. Don't you, Doug?
So what I'm trying to implore young men in particular to do the research. He's not your friend.
This idea that the Democratic Party is somehow more in touch with working class people doesn't ring true. I never felt Kamala Harris. As many times as Kamala Harris has told this story about her being raised middle class, I've never felt any type of kinship with her at all. And I wasn't raised middle class, I was raised lower middle class. But I don't feel any type of connection to her in that way. I mean, maybe I'm tripping, maybe you do. Maybe you love the story about her and her mother working till she was in high school, was able to buy a home, or something, or the small business person who lived down the hall and took care of her, was like a second mom. Why do I know that story? But there's nothing in that story that connects me, that makes me feel like, that, I relate to her, or this makes me like her more. It just doesn't. Because she tells a part of it, but the connective tissue of the story just doesn't land. Doug, you know this. Doug knows better than we all do. It's like the Democrats are desperate. The Democratic Party is desperate. Why would you be talking like this if you thought things were going well?